Hey everybody, it's Mr. Molcash. Thought I would explain how to find the equation of a piecewise function given its graph. And I chose this example. A student sent it to me because, let that charge a little bit. A student sent it to me because in this example, it's really hard to find the y-intercept of this first line, right, to write the equation using y equals mx plus b. And if you don't know that, if your teacher hasn't shown you that yet, there's a way to find the y-intercept without looking at the graph, without counting to it. So I just thought I would do that really quickly, and then want to just kind of reiterate how to write the equation with the correct format. And then we're going to use Numworks to check our answer, okay? So first things first, to find the slope, of course, we're going to count the rise and the run between 2 points. I can pick any 2 points I want, but I like the ones where they cross at the corners. It's pretty easy to count between those, right? So we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on this side, we're going to do rise over run. Down 6 and right 1, down 6, right 1. So if we do that work, then the slope is -6. Now, what we don't know is what the y-intercept is. If we keep on going, we're going to be running off the page, right? So the way to do that is to use the equation, the slope-intercept equation, and put our slope in, and then input a point in for x and y. So you can use this one right here, which would be what? -6, 6, right? So I'm going to put this in for x and this number in for y. Make sure you don't get your x and y backwards. And then we're going to work this out to find b, right? So we're just going to do a little quick algebra. Of course, if I'm doing this really fast, you can slow down the video if you want, rewind it, that kind of thing. All right, so since we know that our y-intercept is -30, which would be way down under the graph, right, we can write the equation of this line as y equals -6x minus 30, okay? Now, this line has a restricted domain, right? Its domain would be numbers that are less than 4, right? Less than, strictly less than. So we're going to write that as x is less than -4. Okay. Over on the right side, we can do the same thing, right? Between any 2 points, we can count our rise and run. Okay, so over here, this line has a slope of -1. We did the -1 divided by +1. Of course, that's going to turn out to be -1, right? Let me write that a little bit more neatly. Okay. For this one, you could do the same thing, but this one is just as easy to count over to the y-intercept, right? That if you kept on the same trajectory with the line, the same direction, if you will, you can see that the y-intercept for the entire line would be 0. So that's the number that I'm going to use for b in the equation. Okay, so for this one, for this y equals mx plus b, we're just going to put -1x plus 0. Okay, and then the domain for this would be everything to the right of 5. So the domain is everything to the right of 5. Okay, so you can pause the video and write this down if you need to. But the way to write this completely is you're going to have your y equals already given to you. It's already there. You don't have to write y equals anymore. And you're going to have this big symbol. It's called a curly bracket or curly brace sometimes. And you're going to put the rest of y equals here, and then sometimes you'll see a comma or FOR or IF or something like that. There'll be some connector here. So I think in Deltamath they say 4, and then this would be x is less than -4, and then of course you do the other one too. Okay. Okay. So how do I know if this is correct? How do I know if that's the right answer or not? And I can use Deltamath equation before I press enter and get the red X or the green check mark. I can use Numworks. Let me go refresh this page and get from the beginning here how to do this. So in Numworks, I'm going to use the Grapher app. The yellow button gives you the apps, and I'm going to the Grapher. I'm going to add an element, and over here where it's going to ask me to see if I want to use a template. Excuse me, and I'm going to go down to the Piecewise functions template, and I'm going to type in that equation that I just wrote. This long thing. Okay, and all the buttons here can be used too. I'm using my keyboard at the moment, so okay. So let's see. X is greater than 5. Okay. So when I press OK or enter on my keyboard, it tells me it's a piecewise function, and I can plot the graph, and I get the same graph as what I started with, right? Same exact graph, same holes, same y-intercept. So that's a way to kind of check your answer, and now you know that this is the correct answer when you put it in Deltamath. Okay, so thanks for hanging in there. Of course, if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email. I appreciate you guys hanging in there. Thanks so much.